opportunity for upsets, and maybe the real upset is finally being able to get a camera that works. And Bulba is here. Bulba, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Sorry about the malfunction.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's I'm sure. I'm just glad we have things figured out now. Bulba, can you tell me about the personality of your core players and why they're so adverse to doing interviews?
I mean, I think people just don't like it talking. I don't know, or probably shy. So I mean, today I had to do Igor really didn't want to do it. Like, he was pretty adamant. So he kind of pinned it on me, but then it's time for it's like one of his first English interviews for himself. So I was kind of hoping he would take it, but he pinned it onto me, and then we had to do a rock paper scissors war versus him. That took like 5 minutes.
Was it?
And then I ended up losing, and I'm pretty sure he cheated in it. So
okay, so what was the score? What was the score on that rock paper scissors?
It was just I think it was just a BO1.
Oh, okay.
Just a BO1.
Wait, how did that take 5 minutes?
Because just saying it and doing it, because I guess he didn't know rock paper scissors fully, like the American way.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to sit there and do it a bunch of times till we both got it right. And then finally we got near the end, and then I was queuing it, and then I did rock, but I slowly saw him, he looked at my rock first before choosing the stupid paper.
Oh, that's just straight up cheating.
And he denied it, so.
That does sound like a bit of cheating, but as long as he keeps his cheating to rock, paper, scissors and outside of the game, then I think we're okay with that. I don't suppose Nightfall is in the room there with you, is he?
No, he abandoned.
Okay. Well, maybe in the future.
It's just me and Crit and ABED.
Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe in the future, if he is that nervous about doing interviews, I'm sure we would love to have you, and we can ask questions through you to Nightfall, and perhaps he can tell you, and you can.
He'll read through that. He'll read through it.
I mean,
Unless you want me to forcibly keep him in the room.
You gotta win the rock paper scissors, Sam. Come on, you got.
I'll try.
You gotta win that
he's
next
gonna
time.
he's gonna do that thing, and then he's gonna claim translation issues or something.
Do it on camera. Go in the interview like this. Have the camera up. We'll see you play him. Then he can't bail out. It's public knowledge.
True. Okay, that's a good idea. The next time, but he promised the next one. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. But okay for me to say that? Yeah. He promised he was gonna do the next one.
Okay, perfect. Well, we would love to have him on. I promise we will be very gentle with the questions. Bulba, I mean. Good conversation so far, but how have you been? How have you been appreciating your team's journey through the second season compared to the first? Because the first season was rocky for you guys.
Oh yeah, the first season was really hard. I felt really bad, especially for Igor, because there was just getting a visa in 2022 and it's pretty hard, especially right now, because of COVID. So getting him over and being able to kind of just play with us and in a good enough setup was really difficult for us, because from him playing at home, the ping is really high, and we had to find some last minute options, which was not optimal, but it was the only situation we had. We literally had to kind of pull an audible the night of his flight, and change where he's going to stay and stuff. So he went through a lot the first season. I had to go with him too in the first area we were at. I'm not going to say where it is or anything, but
sure.
That place was so it was definitely a rocky season. And we kind of recovered. We had to use a stand-in, and that was it was just we didn't really know what was going to happen, I think, whether we're going to get it or not. And it was just a huge headache and stress for everyone on our team involved. So, but finally we found a solution, and we're able to finally get him over to the US. And that was I think after when I heard that news, I was so happy, just because he was pretty hyped to come to America and play, and it's more than just Dota, it's just this is a cool experience for everyone to go to different places and stuff, and that's something I took for granted definitely during COVID. So for him to come over and we've been improving, I think, and more than anything, we've been getting to know each other and getting on the same page with each other. That's been really fun, honestly. It wasn't all happiness, and there was definitely a lot of down moments, but I'm super grateful for everyone kind of believing each other still, and kind of hoping and just having fun too while we're at it. Especially the last few weeks has been really fun for me. So I think it's been a good journey overall. It's definitely like a new thing to have happened for all of us, especially like the visa situation and stuff. That was really like sad to go through, but I'm happy everything turned around. So yeah.
Very wholesome. I've got 2 more guys joining me the panel. I've got SVG and Lacoste here as well.
Yeah, hey Sam, it's nice talking to you again. Good to see you doing well. Hey, what do you think about the state of NA Dota right now? Like we see teams like Cut doing relatively good, like the up and coming players. So what's your view on it?
I mean, I'm definitely all for like, you know, seeing some of these new players come out. The reality is a lot of these players that are coming right now, like they're like the NA, it's just been hard to kind of like find new talent. I think like a lot of the players are even coming to the NADPC right now. They're the international players. Like there's a lot of, you know, so the reality is the amount of Dota players in all the regions, like NA is the lowest compared to like Southeast Asia, Russia, Europe, or China, or something. I don't exactly know the numbers. So, but I think it's really cool to see like the Cut team come up, like these kind of teams like this. Like I know a few of their players. They work pretty hard. And especially after like even our losses earlier in the season to like playing to some of these teams that I don't think we'd ever thought, you know, like, but I think I've also grown a lot more like respectful of how they are. And the reality is they're also working as hard as us or even more. And it's good to kind of get that kind of a status check. It was just being like, you know, just understand everyone's situation. And so I'm cheering for a lot of those teams as underdog. I was like super happy to see like Boom win that tournament. Like that was really motivating for me to watch, just not because just of like the way they played or the Dota they play, just like seeing their personalities and even our new team. Like we have like different players from like so many different regions now. So just getting to meet everyone and the culture and all that. So I'm cheering for all those like up and coming teams to answer your question with the Cut and stuff.
Yeah. You mentioned other regions as well. Looking at the Boom, is there like a particular team that does influence your view on the game?
From
anywhere
in general, any other region? Yeah. I mean, I think it's. I mean, the one thing about the DPC is it's definitely like it's long, but there's like some of those days where you just have like really fun games to watch. And I think that's been something fun we've been doing here too. Like we kind of watch. So we watch like all the regions. I tried to watch as many of the regions too. I think all the regions have like really good teams, honestly. Like especially like you know, like the Europe region and the CIS and the China, like those three like look pretty hard. Like the Chinese region especially like looks like really hard to even get top 4. So I think we kind of look and the thing about this kind of format is like it used to be where it used to kind of just play like international tournaments and you just used to go like that year when there was like Chongqing Major and Kuala Lumpur Major and stuff. But now you kind of play among your region a lot and then you go play in the international region. So like that's kind of cool to see all the regions kind of clash in the ideas on the international stage. So you never really know. Like usually the winner is the one that writes the history. So I think we kind of look at all the regions to see like what, you know, what's good and what's bad and what they're doing that's good and stuff. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does.
So I have to ask, Sam, on this team officially, like, have you been pushed into a stronger leadership position than some of these last teams? Like, are you given more control, more reins over this version of the team? And do you feel very good and confident about that right now? Or like, who is the big driving force? Because you guys changed a lot of leadership after this last TI, right? Like Fly leaving and the roster's different. So how is that different for you? And I mean, how does that feel personally?
Can't really say too much about the actual change that happened. I can say like the overall team and the idea, it was definitely going to be more like something, especially like bringing in JERAX and bringing in Igor was like, obviously we were looking for an offlaner, and then JERAX we spoke to him a few times, and the idea was to kind of just bring a union among like some of the ideas, especially that JERAX was going to bring in, and as well as our old team and even Igor, and kind of just like have all these Dota stuff, and then kind of from that like find something that's going to be good for all of us to play in. I think that was the goal. And as for the leadership, yeah, it's definitely something that I have like more of this year. It's definitely like new. It's fun at times. It's a lot more work and stressful at times too, but that's also been like pretty enjoyable. I think it's a good experiences regardless.
And then I have to ask, last time we talked to Crit, he talked a little bit about you guys going to the escape room, and he named you as the most useless member of EG in that escape room experience. Here's your time to talk some smack back, throw him back under that bus. Who was it really, Sam? Because, I mean, between us, right, we know it wasn't you. Like, you know, some stuff went wrong. Who was it?
I mean, the thing is, the escape room idea was something probably from like Yesay and Artor, mostly. Like if I had to choose an outing, I would choose something completely different than an escape room. That's just me. But it was their opinion. I've done escape rooms before. Am I a huge fan of them? It depends on the escape room. Like some of them are just boring, and then for me, like the escape room has to have a good story, you know. And so we went to this escape room, and like Artur was kind of talking a little bit shit. Like this is gonna be easy for him because supposedly he does escape rooms all the time. So we get to this escape room. And we go in and like for some reason like we had booked like the beginner to like intermediate one, right? And like that was planned, and then something happened with the booking, and then they booked us into like I googled the one that she took us into because she said it changed, and she's like it's on the website it says like hardest difficulty. So I'm just like why are we all going to the hardest difficulty room? So we go into this room and like I don't know, like none of the clues make sense with each other. Like, sure, if it was a beginner room, I would be like, but I didn't know what was going. Like, none of the clues connected with each other. Half the objects were literally like taped to the bottom. Like, you have to do like physical work to get down to them, you know. And I'm like, for me, the escape rooms are not usually like that. So I personally, I'll be honest, I didn't know what to do. Like, we were stuck on one clue for literally like 30 minutes and ended up being something totally different. So that was like a little bit embarrassing, but. Regardless, I think like unanimously we all failed, but I will give like me, Artur, and Yesay for having done escape rooms before. The three of us failed the most. So I'm taking them down with me.
Good to hear.
Shout out to Artur.
That's what a good coach does. Well done. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, Bulba. This was a great interview. You did a very good job. We would love to have you back, but of course we would love to see Nightfall as well.
Yeah. Nice to see you guys.
All right.
See you, Savage.
Bye, Bulba.
See ya.
Thank you, Sam.